If you've watched this channel for some time, you might know that I'm a big Elven fan. So, of course, I've picked up this Commander Elven deck from Lord of the Rings. And even though this deck is good, it can become even better. So for under $25, you can make this deck an absolute beast. So this deck is really fun. It has the will of the council that is going to make other players take hard strategic choices while playing a game of Commander. It is absolutely great from the get-go. It contains some powerful cards and some stable Elven cards. But it can become even better. I have taken out 5 cards and added 5 new cards to enhance further upon the strengths of this deck. I'm going to crack this now so you can see some of the cards, and then I'll take you through what cards to take out and what cards to put in.
Okay, so let's get this one opened and see what's inside. Of course, all of these decks are already spoiled online, so if you're not into surprises, you can just simply go and watch all that these decks contains. So we have a little 1/1 counters that fits really well with what I would like this deck to do. More on that later. A little deck box, and of course, yeah, these deck boxes aren't worth much. They're doing the job, but not more than that. And oftentimes, when you sleeve the deck, it actually doesn't fit into the deck box. So, yeah, they could do a little better on that. So you're getting a sample pack for a collector booster, and this sample pack contains 2 cards, I believe. Then you have your Commander, Galadriel, Elven Queen, and I think you're getting 2 Galadriels. You're getting a cold foil one and a regular foil one. And because Galadriel has the ring tempts you mechanic, I believe we're also getting, and see how thick this cardboard is. But yeah, you're getting this cold foil version. You're getting some tokens, some insect tokens, some elven tokens, some bird tokens, and the ring. So that is Galadriel. So let's see the cards inside this deck. There is a pull tab here. I was actually being a little worried, but the pull tab to get these cards out. Here we go. You're getting the foil Galadriel. You're getting a foil Gandalf. And I think this card is really great because it actually gives you card draw if you're not going to play your opponent's cards. Then you have a little rule insert. Raise the Palisade. This is absolutely great. It's a one-sided board wipe-ish because you're going to return all creatures that aren't of the chosen type to their hands. So, of course, you're choosing elves, trapped trespassers, Arwen. I think this is a really cool elf, and it fits really well with the theme of getting 1/1 counters on creatures that enters the battlefield. So, the greater you can make Arwen, the greater this card is going to be. Galadrim Ambush. A lot of cards are doing what this card is doing, adding Elven warrior tokens. So if you like this mechanic, you can find 2 other cards that does exactly the same thing for the exact same mana cost. But this also prevents all combat damage that would be dealt by non-elf creatures. So that is also really great. Haldir, a great Elven card. You're going to play with these 1/1 counters in this deck. Legolas, great too. Mirkwood Elf, great. Travel through Caracas. I would remove this card.
I've taken out Travel Through Caracas. I think this card does not have enough oomph to warrant the 6 converted mana cost of its casting cost. Instead, I've put in Tribute to the World Tree. Small creatures are going to get buffed by 1/1 counters, and greater creatures that come into play give you card draw. And card draw in an Elven deck is absolutely insane.
Windswift Slice. Shuriken, the Shipwright. So Secret Council, a lot of these cards are having this Secret Council mechanic, and I think that might be really fun. I'm trying to keep these in the deck because I think it's a fun little mechanic to make diplomacy and shenanigans, but I'm a little worried that it might take too long time if you're having a lot of these cards down and you're going to do a lot of voting. Another card with the Secret Council, Mirkwood Trapper.
I've taken out Mirkwood Trapper. I don't think its mechanic is enough to warrant a place in this deck, especially not that we're going to do something really bonkers with all those +1/+1 counters. because there's a card that does this really well. And that card is the Colonial Hydra. If you get to attack with a Colonial Hydra, it is going to double the number of 1/1 counters on all the permanents you control. That is insane. And in most games, an attacking Colonial Hydra could just be the end of the game.
Radagast.
The next card I've chosen to remove is Radagast. I think he's too expensive and there's not enough cards with converted mana cost 5 or more in the deck to actually make him a powerhouse. Instead, I've chosen to take in Rishkar Pima Renegade. He adds 1/1 counters on up to 2 target creatures, so you can also put the 1/1 counters on just 1 creatures and make it even greater. And this is great with Haldir and Arwen in the deck, so there's a great synergy right there. Creatures with 1/1 counters on them even can generate green mana. So this card, it enhances upon all you want to enhance. It gives counters and it can make your counter creatures ramp even further.
Sail into the West. Song of Arendelle. I think this is a great saga, especially the third part. Putting a flying counters on all the elves you control, that is great. Flying elves, that is a huge threat. Lothlorien Blade, I think this is great. Whenever a creature attacks, it deals damage equal to its power to target creature defending player controls. That is absolutely insane. This is pretty much just a removal card every time you attack with a creature that is enchanted, because a lot of times elves are going to be huge creatures, so this is a great card. Colossal Whale.
Do you want a whale in your Elven deck? Of course not, so I've taken out Colossal Whale. Instead, I've put in a Phyrexian creature. The Filer Vigor is an absolute beast. You can pay life to play your small elves and you can just reduce the mana cost of so many of your cards. That in itself is great, but the real beast comes when you play a card and it enters the battlefield. You get to put a 1/1 counter on everything you have on the battlefield. This can ramp so insanely, especially with Haldir and Arwen. This is a must-have in this deck, and if you're not playing Defiler Vigor in your Elven green decks, go try it out. It is such a powerhouse.
Devastating Tide. Return all non-land permanents to their owner's hands. Mystic Confluence. Plea for Power. Swan Song. This is a great card, and it's actually one of the most valuable cards in this deck. Asceticism. This card is one of the cards that is actually a reprint, but as you can see, it is a reprint that has gotten new art for it. And Asceticism is a great card in many Elven decks because creatures you control have hexproof, and you can regenerate target creature. So that is going to make your elves less prone to be removed, and you can actually turn on the aggro vibe a little because you are going to be able to regenerate whatever dies. Elvish Archdruid, also a reprint, great new art, great card. Elvish Piper, wow, that art is absolutely stunning, wow. Elvish Maulmaster, this card, it might not look as much, but it is an absolute beast in the Elven deck. And new art for that card too. Genesis Wave, also a great card with new art. Heroic Intervention, this is a really valuable and excellent card in Elven green decks, so hang on to that. And with new art, I love this card. Hornet Queen, I was not certain if I wanted to actually keep this in the deck. I think it's a bit steep in the mana costing, so but then again, you're getting a 2/2 flying Death Touch and you're getting 4 1/1 green insect tokens with flying and Death Touch. Could be good, but right now I'm keeping it in the deck, but it might be one of the cards that I would remove later on. Description of Abundance, Overwhelming Stampede, great card, great art. Realm Seekers, also got new art. I've chosen to keep this card within the deck because it fits really nice with the +1/+1 counters. Seeds of Renewal, Sylvan Offering, great card. Exotic Orchard, great art in that card. That's also a reprint, but wow, it looks absolutely gorgeous. Flooded Grove, nice. Hinterland Harbor, wow. The art on these cards in this deck, I'm really loving, and I'm so happy that I actually went through the effort and all the trouble to make new art for these cards, because it seems like such a perfect fit. Rejuvenation Springs, Wine Glimmer Snarl, very nice to have a Snarl in this deck. And of course, I've upgraded this deck in this video for $25. If you have more cash to spend, the land base is of course a nice place to set in, because having a 2-color deck, lands are really important. So you could get a Flooded Strand or Misty Rainforest, and that would be great for this deck also. Celeborn Device, this is new card. Whenever you attack with one or more elves, scry 1. That's great. Elven Farsight, Woo's Pathfinder.
There are better mana generators out there, and one of the best mana generators for an Elven deck is Priest of Titania. So she's an absolutely broken mana generator, and the more elves you get on the battlefield, the better. So out with Woo's Pathfinder and in with Priest of Titania.
Opt, great card. Preordain, great card. Arbor Elf, great. Beast Within, nice removal in green. Cultivate. Elvish Mystic, great card. And great art, look at that art, wow. Elvish Visionary, that's just a great card, and it gives you a little card draw. And great art too, wow. 5 an elf. Mirror of Galadriel. Lignify. Paradise Druid, that is gorgeous, wow, that is a stunning elf. Rampant Growth, Reclamation Sage, Wood Elves, wow, look at those Wood Elves. Wow, they are so pretty. Growth Spiral, Arcane Signet, Command Sphere, Lightning Greaves. And this is also one of the great cards in this deck that is actually quite valuable. So hang on to these. Having Lightning Greaves with special art, I think this is going to be a nice card in the future. And of course, because I'm an Elven player, I'm just hanging on to this forever. Soul Ring, a nice, really nice card. And also Soul Ring with this Lord of the Rings flavor. Whisper Silk Cloak, Ash Barrens, Command Tower, Field of Ruin, Lonely Sandbar, Thornfall Falls, Woodland Stream, and then I think we're just down to islands and forests. I think it's a bit sad that they haven't done some more with the art on the islands and the forests, but yeah, you can have it all.
That was all the things that I wanted to take out of this deck. I've tried to maintain the flavor of these hard strategic choices, and I've tried to make those 1/1 counters become even better in this deck. So I hope you like this deck tech, and I hope that you're going to have a lot of fun with your Lord of the Rings Elven Commander deck.